Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Good to be here. Well, it's good to have you here. Welcome to Mesa Morning Live. And what's going on with you? Who are you? What the heck are you doing? Why are you sitting next to me?
Wow. That wasn't on the list. No, just kidding. I grew up in Southern California.
All right.
San Fernando Valley, to be exact. Home of earthquakes and Valley Girls, if you're old enough to remember that. In 1990... Ever. Excellent. In 1999, after I got my MBA from UCLA, my wife, my one-year-old daughter, and we moved to Mesa. And it was a fresh start. Neither of us had a job, so I had the opportunity to think about what kind of job I really wanted. And I wanted to work for a company that had a product I was proud of, a company that changed lives, changed the community, all of the above. And it just reminded me of a quote I love from Mark Twain. The two most important times in a person's life, the day they're born and the day they find out why. And I just think everybody's looking for purpose and meaning in their life, and I found that at Marc Community Resources. I've been there 13 years, a chief financial officer, and now I have a title of a deputy CEO. That just means that we have a leadership transition going on. We have our current CEO has been there 40 years, is retiring next year, and I'll be taking over for him next year.
That's very cool. So the deputy CEO, so when you say deputy, it has no law enforcement ramifications?
No, I'm not carrying any weapons.
All right, good. Well, then that frees up some questions for me.
Right.
So what do you guys do at Marc Community Resources?
Well, maybe a quick history.
Sure.
So in '57, we were founded by 9 families with children with developmental disabilities, and they were looking for services for their children. And in the '50s, there were no services for individuals with developmental disabilities, which includes autism, cerebral palsy, and epilepsy. And in fact, pediatricians commonly recommended that parents place their children in state-run institutions. Hard to believe that today. We started as a school for children with or without disabilities. It wasn't until 1975 that federal legislation mandated a free and public education for individuals with disabilities. In '88, we expanded our services to include individuals with mental illness, and we serve about 9,000 people today in Arizona, primarily in Maricopa County, in about 75 service locations, 600 employees, and just a continuum of services and programs.
Oh, that's very awesome. So how many people work for Marc Community Resources?
About 600 employees here, primarily in Maricopa County.
That's awesome. Have you ever thought about banking at Wells Fargo?
We have thought about it. Actually, we do bank at Wells Fargo.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. And you're right. It's all about the personal relationship you happen to have with that personal banker, which makes it all work.
That's great. Hey, something you said a minute ago, and I kind of let it slide. So you're a UCLA grad.
I am.
Are you still an avid alum, or have you come around to the ASU way of thinking?
No. My earliest memories in life are my parents, about 4 years old, watching USC football. And all I remember is everything mattered. When USC scored a touchdown, they jumped up, they hugged, they kissed. It mattered. And that's how I grew up. That was important. It had to be important. That's my earliest memory. So now I root for USC. UCLA was great for NBA, but...
You might want to rethink that. Remember where you are.
I root for the home team.
No, there you go.
Always root for the home team, except for when they rip my heart out with a Hail Mary. Yeah.
Well, that's why I was going to go I can't believe UCLA kept us from a perfect season so far, but then
there you go.
It's nice to know we gouged you with that last second play.
Thank you for that. So
that's cool. So going forward, what do you see your role or the role of your company in Arizona? Are you as big as you're going to get? Are you going to get bigger?
You know,
as the population goes up, your demand is, I'm sure, going to go up.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of thoughts on that. The profile of the people we serve has changed dramatically. 20 years ago, we served 15 individuals over the age of 55. Today, it's 2,000. You know, medical technology has done a number of things. At-risk infants that used to die during the birth process, they survive today. We all applaud that, but acknowledge that there are more individuals with more severe disabilities, individuals, they're behaviorally intense, and we have a lot more seniors. So there are more people with disabilities. It's a growth industry, in a sense. And there's all kinds of new services and new gaps in services in the community as a result of those trends. The other area is mental illness. And
Why did you look at me when you said that?
I'm glad you asked that question. Because it's really important for people to know that mental illness is really pervasive. So 1 out of 4 adults in the US has a mental health condition, and 1 out of 2 at some point in their life will have a mental illness. So it's pervasive, and the cost of society is about $300 billion, according to the Centers for Disease Control. And right here in Arizona, NAMI, which is a National Alliance for Mental Illness, estimates there's 221,000 adults with mental illness here in Arizona and about 73,000 children. And speaking of children, 70% of children in our juvenile justice system have at least one mental health condition. And the saddest statistic of all is 50% of all adults and children with mental illness don't seek treatment.
Wow.
So there's a lot of education that needs to occur.
So it truly does affect all of us, because it doesn't isolate itself to any neighborhood or strata at all. It's
an
pervasive.
equal opportunity medical condition. That's the other thing. It's a medical condition. Nobody chooses mental illness any more than they choose cancer or heart disease. The actual cause is usually not known. It's a complex combination of genetics and biology and psychology and environment that all come together. But what we do know is it has a profound negative impact on individuals, impacting communications, thinking, mood, feeling, ability to deal with other people, and ability to handle activities of daily living. So, it could come under with labels like depression or schizophrenia, bipolar, post-traumatic stress syndrome, all those different labels. But one of the things I wanted to say today is that recovery is possible. Once people get involved in an individual treatment plan, they usually experience symptom relief. So
that's great.
We need to get people to seek medical help when they have a mental health condition in the same way that we all seek medical treatment with any medical condition. When we do that, we know we've arrived.
That's great. Well, you're doing a great job in making Arizona a better place to live than it already is. So thank you for all your service. Let's see, we've got a comment here. You've known about Marc Center for years. You're doing a great job. So that kind of, that's the attitude that we all have. Thank you for what you do. And thanks for coming by today to Mesa Morning Live and telling us a little bit about your mission.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Thanks, sir.